Good morning, and I want to welcome you to my channel. My name is Mary from Mary Cat Stitches. I did change my channel back because I had a brief change of the name and it didn't resonate with people. So I'm back. Today is Wednesday, February 4th, I'm pretty sure, 2026. And I thought that I would try another video. I'm going to call this one. I know this is probably my third restart in about 8 years, but I wasn't going to do videos. And I'll tell you kind of like what happened to us in January as the video goes on. And it was something that was kind of scary. And it made me realize, you know what? Life is too short. Let's just go ahead and do the things that you want to do. And if somebody enjoys it, that's great. If not, then I have something for my kids. So starting in, I want to say in October, we worked on this room and the adjacent bedroom and made it into a suite. So this is now my mom and me's craft room. So it's just a craft room / computer room. I got these really great chairs. I love it. So when I do stitch in here, it's just really a comfortable, enjoyable experience. And I have my light on that I rely on because it's kind of dark. It's about 6 a.m. My husband's sleeping, so I thought this is the only opportunity I'm going to get. So that's what we did in October. It took us about 2 weeks. And I got the biggest compliment because usually my husband, I'm just a gopher. I'm here, hold this, give me this, so on and so forth. He's a tall man. He's like 6'4". So it's really hard for him to get on the floor to do the baseboards. But he was going to do it, and he asked me, Mary, will you put painter's tape on the floor to protect it while I do the baseboards? And I did it, and he was like, that looks really good. So then I painted it. So that is my experience with painting. I am the queen of baseboards. So if you ever need any help. But fast forward to that, then my mother had a wild idea about doing diamond painting for Christmas gifts. So I pulled out the diamond painting that I wanted to do first to see if I was going to like it and if it was going to be something that I enjoyed. So I don't have it with me because I gave it to my son. But if you look at my Instagram, which is Mary Cat Stitches, or if you know me or like TikTok, I'm Mary Stitches, you will see some of the diamond paintings that I've done. So that one was a lot of fun. So I started helping her because there was no way she was going to get it done. And I really enjoyed it. I was upset at one of them. And one thing that I learned along the way, and I'm going to try to do this for cross stitch, and it's very rarely that I throw away cross stitch. I mean, I have to be at my wit's end. But the glue wasn't sticking. I felt under pressure to get everything done, and I regret throwing it out because I was like halfway done for my son Blakely, and we still haven't finished his, and his was the last to get done. But the only saving grace is he lives out of town. So as long as I get it done by my birthday, which is in June, because he was going to visit, then I think we're safe. But I am primarily, just to give you, anybody that's passing through, I do try to dabble in other crafts, but that's only 5% of my time. 90 to 95% of my time, I'm a cross stitcher. And so you're going to see the bulk of that here on this channel. I used to just do charts, and then I ventured into kits, which I'll show you. I haven't done any stamped kits, but I've been watching a lot of people, And there's some really reputable not counted, but that too, but stamped kits. So because, some of them are take from other people, but I try to do my due diligence with doing research. But I have some gift card that my sister gave me for Christmas. So I think I'm going to try a stamped cross stitch. So if anybody has experience or something they recommend, just let me know. But I will stitch on pretty much Aida is what I've been doing primarily, even weave and linen. It just depends on my eyes, to be honest with you. I do have a beam that I have for my head, and it really is a game changer, especially if I can't have my light. I don't like using a magnifier, to be honest with you. I think because I wear progressives and I have stigmatism, it just bothers me more than it helps me, but it's okay. So as far as cross stitch, what I decided, I want to say in mid-November, is to finish my oldest whip. My oldest whip was Baked Alaska by Glendon Place. And so I completed it at the end of December, even while diamond painting. And I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The only thing I omitted was the beads. And my son that just isn't him. But I don't feel it's lacking in any way. I'm really, really happy with this. I want to say this was on 28 count off-white Lugana. It feels like a Lugana. And yes, I'm very proud of it. And eventually I'll get it framed. All right, so we're going to fast forward into 2026. The year at the end of last year did not end well. Right after Christmas, two of my sons was here, and I get a call the Saturday after Christmas that said, "Mom, I got sick." Like the crud that was going around where people were vomiting and things. I was like, oh no. Well, then naturally the day after that, I got sick. I'm like, oh my gosh. We didn't want to eat anything. You didn't know what it was, so on and so forth. Then my mother got it, and we don't want her to get sick. She's got a lot of medical issues. And then my husband got sick. So we were trying to do our best. I got better. I had a little lingering cough. My mother eventually got better, but my husband did not. Then we got a call from my son that needed a car, and we were going to drive to Louisiana. And that was, I want to say like the 3rd of January. And he just wasn't feeling right. He was very clammy and so on and so forth. And we got about an hour out of Tampa, and he was like, "We can't do this." I said, "Okay." And then a few days later, he's like, "Mary, I don't feel well." So I don't want to get into everything that went on. This is a cross stitch channel, but it kind of changed the trajectory on what my plans and what I'm doing for the time being. So he is now out of the hospital, thank goodness. But I did a lot of stitching in January that I'm going to show you, and then changes into what I'm doing for February, because I started going to the group Whip Warriors, and I got 2 finishes last month because I was worrying, and what between that and the challenges, it was really great. And I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to participate. But now they have a section for people that, like me, that can't guarantee I could do challenges, because it's a challenge-based, progressive, we need to know that you're working on stuff kind of group. So I feel good about that. So I'll tell you February plans after I tell you all the things I did for January. I decided not to participate right now in Magazine Monthly Challenge or the I Spy That Laura from the Stitching by the Shore. It's just too much for me right now. But this was the other lingering whip. I have not touched this since sometime in December. Is I was wanting to finish it this year, and that is Foxglove Fairy by Nora Corbett. And I'm sorry I'm all over the place, and it won't be like that next time. I just wanted to explain to you why I've been missing, what's going on, and so on and so forth. And I'm not going to talk about personal stuff moving forward. I just wanted to let you know. But at any rate, this is what I got so much done. And in December, and I just love her so much. So I am going to pick her up this month because the challenge is to work on a whip each week, and that's something I could do. So I already got something slated for this week, but maybe next week I'll work on her. And she's done on 28 count linen. It's just a white color. That dress is no joke, but it's gorgeous. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing I started for the end of last month was they did have a challenge, and this was before my husband got out of hospital, and you could get a badge if you did 4 things. It was a birthday pop-up, and one of the things was metallic. And I've been wanting to do this for like 15 years. It's rather embarrassing, but I'm so glad I started it. And it's out of the Stony Creek book, 272 Colors of Freedom. This is the front of it. And I do want to do military stuff this year. Not only do I love patriotic and military, but it's United States 250th anniversary. But I chose to do this, which is United States Air Force. And I was in the United States Air Force for 4 years. So I thought this would be a great thing to do. It is all metallic. The only thing that's not metallic is the outline, which is mainly red and then a little bit of black. So I am doing it on 14 count Navy Ada. And this is what I did. So yeah, it's, believe it or not, it's enjoyable, even though I get nervous because I'm stitching in hand and I don't want the threads to get loose, because some of the ones feel like it's that really thin metallic. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Filament. But they didn't tell you to blend it with anything else, but it gives you that thin elastic type of thing. And I've done my best to secure it, and we're going to hope for the best. So that leads to the very first finish I did for 2026. I was super duper lucky. I follow, and if you don't follow Karen from KB Studio Creations, she has a Flosstube channel, and I follow her on Instagram. And she had a giveaway for a brooch that you can use for the piece that she did in the Just Cross Stitch 2025 ornament issue. And it's called O Tannenbaum. And I love the chart anyway. This is about the 3rd chart that I've done from her. And I was lucky enough to win the giveaway. So you're not going to see the brooch right now, but you're going to see the finished piece. I did this on 14 count natural Aida, and this was a comfort piece, Karen. It's something that I stitched while I was sitting with my husband in the hospital. And I chose random old variegated floss, hand-dyed floss that I had in my stash. Because I'm thinking, okay, Mary, you gotta, some of this stuff is like, they don't make it anymore. So if you knew me from way back when, I loved Carrie's Creation floss. And that's what the green and the gold is. It's, I think woodland, whatever for the green, and then a gold for the Tannenbaum. And then I had some leftover silk, and I want to, it's Stinky Dyes, and I want to say it's Kayla Rose, and that's what I did for the red. And I just love this piece so much. I enjoy Quakers, and I love trees, so it was just natural that I was going to want to do this one, and I'm really glad I did. Okay, the next thing that I finished, I found her on Instagram, and her name is Miralay. It's MIRALY.HM, and I'm gonna put this in the notes down below. And she has a little store on Etsy, but she is having a giveaway until the end of this month. And she is being very generous about letting us pick between Bunny Love or Lucky Bunny. The only stipulation is 3 things. You have to follow her on Instagram. You have to follow her on YouTube. And she gives it to you in 2 parts. So she'll send you the first part and you complete it. And then you send her the picture and then she'll give you the last part. So I chose Lucky Bunny because I don't have a lot of St. Patrick's Day stitched versus Valentine's Day because I love Valentine's Day. And B, I thought we needed all the luck we could get. So this is done on 14 count white Aida. The green and the off-white I had in my stash, and the gold, I just picked some random gold. And it is so adorable. So if you look on her Instagram and you look at her page, you'll be able to see Bunny Love. I know a lot of people chose that one. And I'll probably end up purchasing sometime along the way because I love bunnies. I love all animals. So yes, super cute. And it only took me maybe 2 or 3 days. The other thing I stitched by last month, oh no, sorry. Oh gosh, I've got things dropping all over the place. Good grief. Is Vegetta. This was a goal that I set forth before things happened. And I wanted to stitch 2 days. Of course, I'm changing things up now. But I wanted to really finish this year. So I spent a large time in the hospital. And even when I came home at night, working on this because it was easy. And it was part of the challenge. And I did, I can't remember now. I want to say about 2,000 stitches. And this is what he looks like now. So I was all over the place, to be honest with you. I finished the other side of the face. So now he has the outline of his entire face. I worked on his hair because I knew that was a lot of black, a lot of chunk of that. And I did some blue in his shirt. So yeah, he's looking amazing. So he is going to be fitted into this month as well. So that kind of leads me into what I'm going to do they're not going to know. But if you know me, working 7 days on something is a stretch. So what I decided to do and what I'm going to do is Monday through Friday, I'm going to stitch on my major whip because I could get about 300 stitches a day, 250 to 350. And that would be a good 15 to 1800. Then on the weekend, I'm going to work on some smaller whips. So the first thing I want to show you, and this is the free pattern that if you are on Primrose Cottage Stitches mailing list, you know, through the email, her newsletter, she is generous, they are generous, I should say, into giving you a freebie in their newsletter. So you've seen a lot of people work on this. I should be able to finish it this month, this weekend. And this is my take on January's freebie. My colors are completely different than a lot of other people's. I do have the one, and I kind of messed up, but I don't mind it. You know, it is what it is. So the darker pink is the 60, I want to say 603. But the 602 that I had was way too close to it. It didn't look like there was any difference. So I went into my little bag of random floss that lost their tags and so on. And I picked out a different pink. Now it looks more mauve. It's got a little purple in it, but I like it. And then the blue is an old Most Sales cotton floss, and I don't remember the color, but I could try to tell you in the notes. And then the green is random. And I have the white, and then I thought that I have so many beads and stones and stuff that in the middle of the flowers, I'm gonna put beads in it. So this should be done this weekend. And then next weekend, I'm gonna work on my Air Force. This is done on some coffee dyed Ada 14 count. So what do you think? Do you like the colors? Did I do okay? I hope it looks okay. I think it'll be cute. Okay. So this week, Monday through Friday, this is the whip I decided to work on. I felt really bad because I had every intention to work on it. And then, of course, life got in the way. So I pulled this one out. And so far, I've done about a little over 700 stitches on this. This is Christmas Sampler by Doreen Jones. Now, I don't know if it was in any magazine, but I did purchase it off her Etsy shop. And I love her Etsy shop. There's so many I want to get. There's so many I bought. I'm like, I got to get cracking. So this is on some 32 count linen. I am on a struggle bus a little bit, but I can't really complain. The light helps. And I want to say it's like a flax color. I really like it because you can see the white and any of the pastels. And yeah. So if you like her charts, I would definitely get this one. It's cute. Still got a long way to go, but I'm gonna plug away. Okay. So the only other thing I wanted to show you was a couple of acquisitions that I purchased. So if you do not watch Seashore Stitcher here on YouTube, I really suggest you do, especially if you like free patterns, she'll guide you into that. Or if you like Riola's kits, she stitches a lot of kits. And she was super generous into giving us a list of sale items that Amazon had in regards to the Riolas. So I got all 3 of these kits for $30, and I think they're really cute. Okay, so the first one that I got in the mail was chart number 2005. It's called Sweet Dessert. Now, I took out the Ada to measure. It's my personal thing that I like a 3 to 4 inch border around. I got burnt. I just like a large border. It's come in handy many a times. And so I actually dyed the fabric that's in here to do a different project. So I do repurpose the fabric, even if I don't use it for the project, just letting you know. But I'll probably either do a 28 count even weave or a 14 count 8 on this. But it's so cute. I mean, it's got everything in there. It's got the strawberry, it's got the floral, and it's got the macarons. And I fell in love with it. So this, I'm going to try to start sometime this year. Super cute. Okay. The second thing I bought, and I haven't opened up the kit, but I just thought it was beautiful. Now, when I do it, my sister and my mother is going to have to fight for it because I know they both love it. It's kit number 1803, and it's called Dreamcatcher. And I'm not really worried if this black is too small because I bought a yard of black and I could cut a larger size out. But that turquoise is what sold me. Turquoise and black. If you see my Instagram many years ago, I want to say 7 or 8, I did the ink circles, Circle Day Circle for my son, and his favorite colors, he's the one that I did the blue, is blues and turquoises and teals and black. And I did turquoise and black, and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I love that combination, so I knew I had to get this one. And then lastly, this bird, I'm not even the biggest purple fan, but this bird looked gorgeous. I just had to get it. It's number 2212, and it's called Crown Crane. And his purple plumes, just so gorgeous. And this one makes me smile. And that's about it. I want to thank you for stopping by. I want to thank my current subscribers. You guys have stood by me. Anybody that's passing through, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would consider liking and subscribing, that would mean the world to me. And I hope that I could do some videos, maybe every couple weeks, and have things to show. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being my soundboard. And I promise I will not give you any more life updates unless you really want to know. So again, take care and happy stitching. Bye-bye.